Cold calling can be tough sometimes, guys. Sometimes you just need to sit outside and look at the sky and watch the sunset. Or you could bake yourself a fresh pan of chocolate chip cookies. Why don't you look at that? Many of us are scared of making cold calls. When I first started in software sales as a sales development rep right out of college, I was terrified. I knew I was gonna get rejected. I didn't know what I was saying, and it was really hard to make the calls each and every day. By the end of this video, you're gonna feel more confident making cold calls than taking a bite of a chocolate chip cookie. Well, my neighbor's dogs were barking too loud to make the video out back, so we're going to that gazebo right over there. Shout out to Galano. He's a current student at UC Berkeley, and he just got a job at DocuSign. He watches this channel. He messaged me on LinkedIn, and he said these videos helped him get a job. If you're looking to get in softwares, or if you're already in software sales as an SDR, make sure to watch to the end of this video and subscribe to the channel, because I want you to be a part of this journey, and I want to help you to become a better salesperson. I've been in software sales for over 2 years and 8 months now. You can look me up on LinkedIn if you want to see my accolades. Started at a fast-growing tech company. When I first started, like I said at the beginning of the video, I had no idea what I was doing. I was terrified of making cold calls. It was really hard. Each time I put on my headset, there was a lot of resistance. And some of the best advice I got, and a lot of the videos on cold calling you guys probably see, is how to nail the first 10 seconds, best cold call opening lines, how to make 1,000 calls in a day, whatever it is, guys. All that is nonsense. The most important factor when making cold calls, and this is what nobody's talking about, is your mindset going into the cold calls. The first thing that you need to do is block off your calendar in cold calling blocks. The best time you can be calling is in the mornings from 8 a.m. local time to 10:30 local time. And then the next best time to call is 3 to 3:30 local time to 5 to 5:30. Always call in the morning, always call in the afternoon. As an account executive, I prioritize my calls each and every day. As an SDR, when my whole job was pipeline generation, each and every day making calls was a routine. It was a ritual. No matter how you're feeling, no matter what's going on in your personal life, no matter what you think that day, no matter how you're trending on your quota, you need to put on your hat and become a professional. Each day you sit down in a chair, turn on your computer, be aware and be cognizant and be excited to know that you're gonna make cold calls that day. So step number one to become better at making cold calls is have that hunter mentality. You will eat what you kill. Whatever you call and meeting you set, you will get compensated in reward for that, and hopefully some satisfaction as a result of setting up that meeting and hopefully furthering that prospect's business. The second most important thing you need to be aware of when making cold calls is what you're saying isn't as important as how you're saying it. A lot of people talk about tone, inflection, pitch, taking pauses. You need to be doing all of that on making your cold calls. You need to be able to elevate your voice up and decline it down depending on how that prospect is doing. A lot of the time you'll say, hey, how are you doing? And they'll say, good. Clearly they don't want to be on the phone, and clearly they're probably trying to rush you off the call. Never feel rushed. Always control the pace, and make sure to use your inflection both up and down to try and convey a point. Maybe you're asking a question and you say, yeah, this is really important, and you say, the way you say things is more important than what you're actually saying. When I first started in cold calls in sales, and to put context to this, everyone said, Trent, you sound like a used car salesman, because I would talk super fast, I would blabber and not really know what I'm saying because I'd be shaky and say, oh, this person's probably gonna hang up on me. We would actually keep a tally of people that hung up, and if me and the guy next to me got 5 tallies, we would then go grab a beer. But cold calling isn't easy, guys. Of course, you need to know what you're saying. You need to be able to convey your value proposition in 10 to 15 to 30 seconds really quickly. How is this going to help the prospect? Why do they even want to learn more? And then make your ask. What is your ask? Is your ask to set up another call? Is it to book a demo? Is it to do whatever, get them to sign up for your webinar? You need to be aware of what your ask is, because when I start to not set meetings, I go back and think about, what am I doing on the phone? What am I doing wrong? Am I not able to overcome objections? Am I not clearly defining the value? And sometimes it's because I'm not making the ask. You need to go through your call, and as soon as you can, make the ask. Hey, it sounds like there's value here. I believe we can help you with XYZ. What does your availability look like later this week to talk further? You always need to convey the ask in regards to what's in it for the prospect, but make sure to always make your ask. So just to summarize, guys, we've talked about how to become better at cold calling. The first and most important thing is the actual mentality around it, of loving cold calling. And that's one of the things that differentiate me, is I like to make cold calls. I enjoy the process. I purposefully show up each and every day. I'm excited to make my calls, and I do the calls. As an SDR, a lot of you guys ask me is how many calls do you make a day, Trent? 90 to 100 calls legitimately, guys, entering in the number, using the headset, doing the whole thing. That's just what it took, and if you want to become successful, you need to be willing to put in more output than other people, and that's just what it takes. So number one is the mentality. Number two is blocking off your time. Number three is, of course, what you're saying isn't as important as how you're saying it. You always need to make your ask, and then of course, built into that, you need to be able to quickly convey your company's value prop. Practice this with your friends, practice this with your colleagues, and whatever it takes to set up the meeting, that's what you got to do. And guys, have fun with it. The prospects will tell if you don't want to be there. I listen to a lot of reps who they sound boring. If you get a call from someone who doesn't even want to be on that call with you, your percentage of setting that meeting is going down so much. Sound like you want to be on the phone. Try and make that person's day better. Try and add value to them, and try and have fun in the process and enjoy the moment, guys. The cold calling, this is the last point, and a lot of people don't like this. The cold calls are never going away. No matter how high you get in sales, you will always need to be able to cold call. So that skill is really important. So you may as well put in the work to master it now and get in the reps now, guys. Now's the time as an SDR. Believe me, earlier in your career, fall on your face, make your calls, make your mistakes, learn what works well so that you can repeat that success later in your career, and believe me, it will pay dividends. As an SDR, once I fully bought in and started making my calls, then when I became an account executive, I really started to blow it out of the water. And you can look at my pace on LinkedIn to weigh that merit for yourself, but it's because I like to cold call. It's because I'm a true hunter. I go find my leads, and I do whatever it takes to win, guys. If you have that mentality, I promise you, you will become more successful and start to reach what you want sooner rather than later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're doubling down on sales content because I know that's what you guys like. Of course, hit me up on LinkedIn, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Any video ideas, any thoughts on this video, or any comments to help this community. As you saw in the beginning of the video, Guerrero, student at UC Berkeley, job at DocuSign, that's a great company. That's what this network is, that's what this community is, and we're building it for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.